Phoenix Books presents
The Virtues of Aging, written and read by Jimmy Carter.
In thinking about the book's title, Rosalyn and I discussed the meaning of the word virtue and decided that both definitions were applicable: a particularly beneficial advantage and an inherent quality that is admirable. In other words, the virtues of aging include both the blessings that come to us as we grow older and what we have to offer that might be beneficial to others. Introduction. I'm old, but it's good. Even before leaving the White House, Rosalyn and I received a notice from the American Association of Retired Persons that we were qualified for membership, but we considered ourselves too young to face a stigma of senior citizenship. However, once back in Plains, the point was to be driven home most firmly and clearly. We live 120 miles south of Atlanta and habitually drive back and forth to the Carter Center and to Emory University, where I am a professor. One morning we left our house quite early and stopped to eat breakfast in Thomaston, Georgia, about halfway to Atlanta. There were 4 of us in the car, and we all ordered about the same thing. But when the waitress brought my bill, I noticed that it was less than the others. Perhaps seeking credit for being an honest customer, I called her back and began to tell her that she had made a mistake. An older farmer, dressed in overalls, was sitting at a nearby table and apparently overheard my conversation. He looked over at us and called out in a loud voice, "Your bill ain't no mistake, Mr. President. Before 8 o'clock they give free coffee to senior citizens." A wave of laughter began at our table, and it still resonated throughout the restaurant as I paid my bill and hurried back to the car. For several weeks afterward, every time we approached Thomaston, I knew that someone would say, "Why don't we stop here for breakfast? There's free coffee for some of us." In the year since returning home from the White House, Rosalyn and I have been through some severe tests and have struggled to find the best way to retain our self-confidence, to evolve an interesting and challenging life, and build better relations with other people. As we've grown older, the results have been surprisingly good. The first time I fully realized how much our lives had changed was when I approached my 70th birthday. In one of her hour-long special interviews, Barbara Walters covered all the aspects of my life, from the farm to submarines, from business to the governor's mansion, service in the White House, and from president back home to Plains, Georgia. Then she asked me a question that required some serious thought. "Mr. President, you've had a number of exciting and challenging careers. What have been your best years?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?